After I lost my mother, my husband screamed at me because I wasn't trying hard enough to move on. I will never forget the chilling moment my husband looked me straight in the eye, barely 3 months after my mother died, and told me I was making everyone miserable with my grief. It was then I knew something fundamentally, terrifyingly, had shifted between us. It all started subtly, I guess. My mom passed away from cancer, and it's still raw. Like, 3 months ago, but it feels like both yesterday and a lifetime. She was my whole world, my only real family. My dad's basically disappeared into his new wife's life, and Caden's family? Well, they're their own kind of chaotic. So it's just been me, my husband, and our little 4-year-old daughter. I've been drowning, honestly. Drowning in grief, in paperwork, in bills, trying to keep our daughter happy, and somehow maintain my own sanity. And Caden? He started acting like I was an inconvenience. I mean, last week, I was still packing up the last of Mom's things from her old apartment, heavy stuff, you know? He just walked in, took one look at the boxes, and said, "Wow, you still have boxes," with this little laugh, like it was a joke, but it definitely wasn't. He didn't offer to help, he just started moving her old books out of his way, annoyed. That's when I really started to notice just how off he'd been. I kept telling myself maybe I was just too sensitive, too wrapped up in my own head. Then he'd say something and it would hit me, no, this isn't just me. Like yesterday. I was putting away groceries, probably just quiet, lost in thought. He walks in, grabs a drink, and lets out this huge, dramatic sigh. Then he says, straight-faced, "I miss when you were fun." No joking. Just a jab. What do you even say to that? Sorry for not being the life of the party while I'm literally living through the worst thing ever? I just stood there. Silent. He started going out more, too. Not even trying to hide it. Need to clear my head, he'd say, or, gotta see the guys. And then I'd see him pop up on social media, at a bar, laughing, while I was at home, folding laundry, eating cereal for dinner, with our daughter. One night, he said he was helping Sylvia, a friend from the gym. I just asked, "Okay, cool. Will you be home for bedtime?" He just shrugged. A shrug. Then came last night. That's when everything truly exploded. Our daughter was having a meltdown before bed. She's been extra clingy lately, which, of course, she has, with all the changes and her grandma being gone. But Caden? He just got impatient. He actually told her to stop crying. Obviously, that didn't work. So, I took her to the other room, did our whole story and song routine until she finally settled down. When I came back, Caden was sprawled on the couch, scrolling TikTok, sound blasting. Not even pretending to help. I just asked if he could load the dishwasher. He rolled his eyes at me. I'm being bossy again, he sneered. That was it. I lost it. Just a little. I told him, I can't do everything by myself. And that's when he dropped the bomb, "You're not the only one who lost someone, but at least I'm not making everyone miserable about it." My jaw actually dropped. He barely even talked to my mom. He was acting like I was choosing to make our house sad, choosing to be a monster. I had to get away. I went into the bathroom and locked the door, just needing a second to cry, without our daughter seeing me fall apart. Less than 5 minutes later, he was banging on the door. Not a knock. Slamming his palm against it. He yelled that I was being selfish, that I was always hiding from my responsibilities, and that I should just stop mourning someone who's gone and not coming back. I told him to leave me alone, but he just kept going. Our daughter started crying again because of the noise. I was just done. Completely done. I came out, looked at him, and just said, "Please, just go hang out with your friends if I annoy you so much." He shot back, "Maybe I will, since I never get a break. A break? I snapped. What do you think I get? He barely looked at me. Grabbed his jacket. Slammed the front door so hard that a picture frame in the hallway crashed down. I had to tape it back up because I just couldn't deal with broken glass on top of everything else. He left me there, with our sniffling daughter. I let her watch Bluey on the couch until she calmed down, then texted him, asking when he'd be back. Nothing. Called once, straight to voicemail. I tried so hard not to spiral, but I was so furious, I could barely think. We ended up crashing on the couch together, too exhausted to move. He didn't come home until after 2 a.m. I know because I checked my phone when I heard the door. He wasn't even trying to be quiet. Stomping around the kitchen, opening and closing the fridge a million times. Then he came down the hall and banged on our bedroom door. I opened it just a crack. He looked at me like I was the annoying one. He said I needed to stop making a scene in front of our daughter, and that he was tired of walking on eggshells. I told him I'm tired, too. He started to say something else, but I just shut the door in his face. I could hear him muttering on the other side, but eventually, he gave up and went to sleep in the guest room. This morning, our daughter climbed into bed with me. "Where's Daddy?" she asked. "Is he mad?" My heart broke. What do you even say to that? I got her ready for daycare, packed her snack, and went to make coffee. That's when I saw it, a note on the fridge. An actual paper note, which he never does. It just said, "Need space. Maybe you should take some, too." No apology. Nothing. I texted him again, asking who was picking up our daughter today. No answer. Called, he didn't pick up. 2 hours later, he finally texted back, "Busy. Figure it out. I don't have anyone else. My dad's out of town, his family is complicated, and all my friends work. So, yeah, I just did it." My dad, bless his heart, said maybe Caden needs to process in his own way, and suggested I give it a week. Also, don't escalate things. Don't escalate? What does that even mean when your life is already on fire? All day, I was angry, but also just numb. Replaying the bathroom door incident. Was I selfish? Was it too much to ask for 5 minutes alone? I felt like I was going crazy. I kept checking my phone, hoping for an apology. Nothing. Tonight, I tried to talk to him when he finally came home. We needed a plan. Maybe therapy. Something. He just brushed past me, still on his phone, and went to shower. When he came out, I asked him, calmly, please, not to slam doors or yell in front of our daughter anymore. He looked at me, cold, and said, maybe if I acted like a real wife instead of a walking funeral, he wouldn't have to. I snapped. My hand flew up. The sound echoed. I slapped him. He just stared at me, then shoved past me and started packing a bag. I asked where he was going. I'm not doing this anymore, he said, you can figure things out by yourself since you like being alone so much. He left again, this time with the front door wide open. Our neighbor was in the hallway, giving me the side eye as I went to close it. Now I'm sitting here, our daughter finally asleep, staring at the empty spot where his shoes used to be. Part of me wants to call him. Part of me wants to just throw his entire wardrobe onto the street. I am so tired of being the only one holding it together. Is this what my life is now? Walking on eggshells, apologizing for missing my own mom? I'm not perfect, no one is. But I don't think I deserve to be treated like this. Okay, so I didn't think I'd be back here this fast, but you guys, I can't even wrap my head around how last night went. I'm still shaky. I keep replaying everything. I just need to get it out before I explode. First off, I should have known something was off when I got home from daycare drop-off. The trash was still sitting by the door. Caden always complains if I forget it, but nope. He just scrolled right past it, like it didn't exist. Our daughter was already in a mood this morning. She woke up looking for him again. I'm so tired of making excuses. Daddy's busy, Daddy's tired. She's 4. She's not stupid. I tried to get through my day, juggling emails, phone calls about mom's stuff, and a clingy kid. I texted Caden about picking her up. He left me on read for 2 solid hours. Just staring at my phone, refreshing, knowing I'd have to figure it out myself. I ended up leaving work early, whatever, just to get her. Not like anyone else offered. What was really weird was when I picked her up. Stephanie, her daycare teacher, super nice, but always a little judgmental, asked if everything was okay at home. Not nosy, just careful. My daughter had told her Daddy slammed the door and made Mommy sad. I just smiled, said things had been a lot since my mom died. She nodded, like she totally gets it, but also probably thinks I'm a hot mess. I mean, she's not wrong. Got home. Of course, Caden wasn't there. No heads up. Just a sticky note on the table, taking time for myself. What even is that? I made mac and cheese and cucumber slices for dinner, because that's all I had energy for. We were halfway through Bluey when Caden finally came in. Barely looked at us. Straight to the shower. Our daughter ran up, arms out, and he just patted her head. I'm tired, he mumbled. She looked at me like she did something wrong. My blood pressure shot up, but I just told her, Daddy needs quiet time, and distracted her with a coloring book. After his shower, he came out in sweats, grabbed his phone, and sat at the table, scrolling. I asked if he was helping with bedtime. He shrugged. Can you at least put her pajamas on? He groaned, stood up, and did it, huffing the entire time. Our daughter asked for a story. Not tonight. Mommy will do it, he said. She cried. He walked out. Back to his phone. I'm not even exaggerating. He spent the next hour scrolling Instagram and TikTok, earbuds in, like we weren't even there. I tucked her in, then came out and tried to talk to him. You can't just check out like this, I pleaded. She needs you. He looked up. I need me, too. And I'm not going to break myself just to make you feel better. I told him, this isn't about me. This is about being a parent. He just shook his head. You always make it about you. It was like he wasn't even hearing me anymore. So, I grabbed my things, went to the bedroom, just trying to breathe. Then I saw his phone light up. A message. I know I shouldn't have, but I glanced at it. Bernice. His cousin's wife. They don't usually talk. It said something about hanging out Friday and hope you're okay. I asked him about it. He snatched his phone, called me paranoid, and stormed out to the balcony. I followed him. We ended up yelling. He said I was trying to control him. I said he was acting like a stranger. He pushed past me to get back inside, slamming the balcony door so hard the glass rattled. I screamed that he couldn't just run away every time things got hard. He yelled back, maybe I should try it sometime. After that, he disappeared into the guest room with his phone and didn't come out all night. I heard him talking to someone, but I honestly didn't have the energy to listen. I just sat in my room, staring at the wall, wondering how the hell we got here. This morning, he got up before me, left without saying anything. No note. No coffee. Nothing. Our daughter was already up, watching cartoons, eating dry cereal she'd gotten herself. She asked if Daddy's mad at her. I almost lost it. I told her she didn't do anything wrong, but I could tell she didn't believe me. I called my dad again, hoping for, I don't know, a pep talk. He just said, maybe Caden needs to process his grief differently, and I should give him space. I wanted to scream. What about my grief? What about our kid? He just sighed, said maybe I should visit, then admitted his wife wasn't comfortable with all the drama. I said, thanks, and hung up. Honestly, useless. Around noon, I got a text from Caden. I'll be late, Silvio. No explanation. Not even a question about our daughter. I replied, are you picking her up or not? He left me on read for another hour, then finally, your problem today. I can't do everything. I almost threw my phone. I just handled it. Picked her up, made dinner again, leftover pizza, don't judge. I tried to make it a normal night, but she was extra sensitive. Kept asking about Daddy. Wouldn't go to bed without her stuffed bunny, which I had to tear the couch apart to find. At one point, she said she wished Grandma was here. I just hugged her and tried not to cry. Caden finally came home after 9. Smelled like beer, but not wasted. Just tired and annoyed. He looked at me. I hope you're happy. You got your way. I asked what that even meant. You wanted me gone. I'm gone, he said. But then he sat on the couch, like he was waiting for me to do something. I just ignored him, went and cleaned the kitchen. He followed me in, leaned against the counter. You're obsessed with death, he said. You need to get over it. I told him, you have no idea what this feels like. He shot back, I lost people, too, but I don't drag everyone down with me. I couldn't believe it. Are you seriously comparing losing your great-uncle, who you barely talked to me losing my mom? He just shrugged. It's all the same in the end. I wanted to scream. Instead, I just told him to get out of my face. I'm done having this fight. He said, fine, and pushed the chair in so hard it scraped the floor. After he left, I called my friend, not even my best friend, just someone I used to hang with before all this. But she was busy, just texted, hang in there. I ended up scrolling for hours, reading stories that sounded like mine, but also not, because at least in those, people seemed to have family who actually cared. I put my daughter to bed, alone again. She asked if Daddy was coming to say goodnight, but he was in the guest room, door locked. I knocked, said she wanted him. He just yelled, tell her I love her. I'm busy. I told him, this isn't how parenting works. He yelled back, I can't talk to you right now. You'll twist it. I went back to my room, just sat there. Is this what it's going to be like now? Just me doing everything, him showing up to criticize or ignore us? I feel like I'm losing my mind, but also, strangely, I'm starting to care less about his approval. I'm just tired and mad and a little bit done with being the only one who seems to give a crap. I don't know what to do next. His mom? Even less helpful than my dad. Last time I tried, she said, boys will be boys, and I should dress up and make a nice dinner. I nearly threw up just thinking about it. Honestly, I'm starting to get scared for what this is doing to our daughter. She's picking up everything. Asking too many questions, and I have no answers. I keep thinking I should just take her and go, but I have nowhere. My dad's place is a no. Caden's family is a nope. My friends have their own lives. So, yeah. Caden's space is him just opting out of being a dad, and I'm supposed to pick up the slack and pretend everything is normal. I don't know how much longer I can pretend. I'm not going to let him make me feel crazy anymore. I'm back again, because apparently my life can always get more chaotic. And honestly, I'm not even sure how I'm supposed to keep pretending this is normal. This wasn't what I had in mind for an update. Thank you for the DMs and comments, by the way. I didn't reply to everyone, but it means a lot. Even if it's just internet strangers, I need it. So, it started weird. Caden's been doing this thing where he leaves his phone face down. Always. Not just sometimes, always, even when charging. I'm not usually the jealous wife type, or obsessed with privacy, but after everything lately, it just stood out. And the kicker is, he acts like I'm the one with issues if I notice. Yesterday morning was a mess. I barely slept again. And of course, I wake up to our daughter in bed, asking if she can go to the park. We'll see, I said, knowing damn well she'd ask if Daddy could come, too. Maybe, I lied. I got up, walked to the kitchen. Caden was already dressed, keys in hand, backpack on. Where are you going? I asked. Silvio's, I told you, he said. But he hadn't. Not that it even matters anymore, but the way he said it, so automatic, like he'd practiced the lie. He left without another word. Didn't even look at our kid. I tried to make the day normal. Breakfast, cartoons. The usual. I called my dad, thinking maybe he'd finally say something useful. But he's still in Florida with his wife's family, just saying, hang in there. Plan a trip, get some air. Right. Like I can do that with zero money and a kid who won't sleep unless I'm in the room. In the afternoon, I got a text from Bernice. Silvio's wife. I mentioned her, she had the heart emoji next to her name in Caden's phone. Weird. She asked if I could recommend a good pizza place for their son's birthday. Normal, but something just felt off. So I asked, is Caden there? She replied, no, why would he be? I just stared at my phone for a full minute. I asked if Silvio was around. She said he was at work, but she'd tell him I said hi. That was it. I knew Caden wasn't at Silvio's. I tried to text him. No answer. Called. It rang and rang, then went to voicemail. I left a message, asking if he was okay, then just waited. I'm not proud of it, but I started checking his location on Life 360. We got it for emergencies when our daughter was born, and I totally forgot it was still on both our phones. He was across town, not moving, at some random address I didn't recognize. I let it go for an hour. Then 2. Finally, I got a text from him, don't wait up. Need space. That's it. I almost laughed because it was so predictable at this point, but I was done being the one who just let it go. The next part? Probably the most awkward I've ever felt. I called Silvio directly. I was tired of guessing. He picked up, sounding half asleep. Sorry for the weird question, I started, but is Caden there or with you? He just went, no. I said, he told me he was. Silence. Then, we haven't hung out in weeks. What's going on? I heard Bernice in the background, asking if everything was okay. I just said, yeah, never mind. Sorry. Didn't mean to bother you. I hung up. My hands were actually shaking, which is ridiculous, but whatever. I sat there for a while, thinking about all the times I let him make me feel like I was overreacting, or imagining things. Maybe I am. But at some point, facts are facts. He came home late, after dark. Didn't say a word. Straight to the guest room. I followed him in. I wasn't even calm. I just said, where were you? He tried to brush me off. Said I was paranoid. Said I was making everything about me. I told him, I called Silvio. So if you want to keep lying, you can, but I already know. He got mad. Actually mad. Stood up so fast the chair toppled backward. Shoved past me into the hall. Said I was crossing lines now, involving other people, embarrassing him. I shot back, you embarrassed yourself. I just want the truth. He slammed the bathroom door so hard the handle dented the wall. I knocked. I'm not leaving until you talk to me, I said. He opened it, arms folded. I need help, he said. You're unstable and obsessed with controlling him. I told him, I'm not letting you take it out on me or our daughter anymore. He just laughed. Maybe he should go stay with his mom since I clearly don't want him here. I said, you can go if it means you'll finally be honest, but you're not taking our kid. He scoffed, I have just as much right. You're not fit to decide. I told him, if you try, we'll have a real problem. And I meant it. He got right up in my face, way too close, and I didn't back down. You want space? Take it. But don't threaten me. He left, slamming the front door. I went after him, saw him outside in the hallway. Our neighbor came out, just looked at us like we were both nuts. I pulled the door closed, locked it, and texted him, if you want to come back, you need to talk to me like an adult. He didn't reply. I called my dad again. I know, I'm desperate at this point. He said, maybe you should come here. But then, again, his wife isn't comfortable with all that drama. I said, thanks. So helpful. I texted a couple of friends. No one answered. It was late, and probably everyone's tired of my drama. So now it's just me and my daughter. She woke up in the night, came into my bed, said she had a scary dream about Daddy leaving and not coming back. I hugged her and promised I wasn't going anywhere. I barely slept, just waiting for the next shoe to drop. This morning, I got a message from Caden's mom. She's not usually involved, but out of nowhere, she texts me, asking if everything's okay. Says Caden called her late last night. She doesn't say what he told her, just wants to know if I need help, or if she should come over and talk. I don't even know what to say to that. I just replied, it's complicated. Thanks for checking. The rest of the day was awkward. Caden didn't come home. I tried to keep things normal for our daughter, but she was quiet, not her usual self. I took her out for ice cream, just to get out of the house. I texted Caden, told him where we were. He didn't reply. By dinner, I got another text from him, you made this worse. Now my family's involved. Hope you're happy. I just stared at it. I replied, you involved them by lying and disappearing. Not me. He left me on read. Late at night, there was a knock on the door. It was Caden's mom and his sister. Both looking uncomfortable, holding a tray of cookies. Why do people do this? They asked if they could come in. Sure, I said, but I'm not in the mood for a big talk. They sat at the table, offered cookies to our daughter, then Caden's mom said, maybe we all just need to let things cool down. And that I shouldn't make big decisions while grieving. I almost laughed. I'm not the one making decisions, I told her. I just want honesty and a partner who actually shows up. Caden finally showed up an hour later. Walked in, saw his family, looked at me like I'd betrayed him. So, this is what we're doing now? Ganging up on me? I said, no. But I'm not letting you gaslight me anymore. He tried to act like he was the victim. Said I was unstable. He was worried about our daughter. I stood up. If you're so worried, you can start by actually being present. He tried to talk over me, but I didn't let him. His sister tried to mediate, but it was clear she just wanted it to be over. He said, maybe he should just take our daughter to his mom's for a while. Give me space to sort myself out. Absolutely not. I practically roared. You don't get to take her just because you're uncomfortable with your own choices. He pushed past me, tried to pick up our daughter. I blocked him. Put her down. Talk like an adult. He actually tried to pull her toward the door. I snapped. Physically blocked him, my hand on his arm, not letting him take her. He looked at his mom like I was being unreasonable, but she just shook her head, told him to stop. Finally, he dropped her hand and stormed off to the guest room. His mom sighed, said she was sorry, and they left. So now it's quiet. My daughter's asleep. I'm sitting here with a tray of cookies nobody wants, thinking about how I've spent months letting him make me feel like the crazy one. But I'm not. I'm done pretending this is normal. I'm not letting him just opt out of his life and blame me for it. I don't know what happens next, exactly, but I'm not backing down. If he wants to leave, he can leave, but I'm not going to let him rewrite the story or take my daughter away just because he can't handle being called out. Last night and today have been so weird that I need to get it out somewhere before my brain melts. Like, all of this is happening in my real life, and I keep thinking if I read it here, I'd probably be like, girl, walk away. But it's never that simple when it's your life, is it? After the whole cookies and Caden storming off thing the other night, he went completely silent. Not just normal sulking, but full radio silence. No calls, not even those one-word texts about our daughter. I let it go for a day, then two. I started feeling off, like maybe he was actually going to try something serious. Then, 3 days in, I get a message from Caden. But it's not even to me. It's a group chat. With his mom, his sister, and me. He says, since Polly refuses to cooperate, I'll be picking up our daughter for the weekend. I've already made arrangements. Just like that, as if I don't exist except as an obstacle. His mom immediately texts, we can help. And Stephanie sends a thumbs up. I didn't even answer for a while because I was so mad. Like, I'm not an event for you all to plan around. So anyway, I text Caden separately. If you want to see your kid, you set it up with me, not a group chat. He writes back, I'm tired of your drama. I'll be there at 9 a.m. Saturday. Fast forward to Saturday, 8:50 a.m. I'm already bracing for a fight. But he shows up with his mom and Stephanie. All acting like it's a party. He tries to walk right in. I stand in the doorway. Slow down, I say. You're not just taking her for the whole weekend without a plan. He gets all huffy, starts accusing me of trying to keep his daughter from him. His mom is behind him, talking about family unity. I tell them, you don't get to show up and bulldoze me out of the way. I said, you want to spend time with her? Fine. But we are agreeing on times and details, and you're not just steamrolling over me. Caden starts raising his voice, says I'm making things difficult, that I'm unstable. Blah, blah, blah. Stephanie tries to stand between us. I tell her to move, because I'm not having this argument in front of my kid. Finally, he tries to push past me. Physically push. And I just step right in front, hand on the door frame, not moving. Stop, I say. You're not coming in unless you calm down and talk to me like a human. My daughter's behind me, clutching her stuffed bunny, and I can tell she's scared. His mom starts saying I'm overreacting, that I should just let things run their course. I lost it a little, not gonna lie. This is my house, I said. You don't get to come in and take over just because you're uncomfortable with my boundaries. I told Caden, if you try to push past me again, I'll call the landlord and let the neighbors handle it. He finally steps back, all red-faced, muttering about how I'm unbelievable. At that point, I told him, I'm happy to let you take her to the park for a few hours, but you're not taking her for the weekend until we have an actual agreement. I literally stood there, blocking the door, and waited for him to say something. His mom tried again to guilt me, but I just shook my head. Finally, Caden says, "Fine. We'll go to the park. We'll be back by 3 o'clock." I said, "Okay," and handed him a packed bag, snacks, wipes, her water bottle, and the bunny. Because I knew he'd forget. They left, and I swear I just sat on the couch, shaking for 10 minutes. I almost cried, but then I started cleaning the kitchen instead. My phone was blowing up with texts from his mom about how hard this is for everyone. I put it on silent and just let it go. They brought her back right at 3 o'clock. She was tired, a little clingy, but fine. Caden tried to act all casual, like nothing happened, but I just said, "Thanks. See you next time." He started to say something, but I shut the door and locked it. I could hear them in the hallway for a bit, but I didn't care. After that, it was weirdly quiet. Caden stopped coming by so much, just texting for short visits. He tried twice to argue about custody, but I just repeated, "Put it in writing, or go talk to someone who actually cares." I started keeping a notebook with all the stuff he said, just in case. Thanks to everyone who suggested that. Seriously, lifesaver. His family backed off, too, eventually. I think they realized I wasn't going to roll over. Stephanie texted me once, asking if we could all reset and just focus on the kid, but I told her, that's all I ever wanted. She left me on read. Caden still shows up, but only when it's his turn. We don't talk much, just the basics. He tried one more time to guilt me into taking him back, but I just said, "You had your chance." I meant it. If you made it this far, thank you. You guys made me feel less alone in this fire. If you ever need permission to put your foot down and say no more, consider this it. I'm signing off for real this time. Tired, but not broken. Not anymore.